Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us here on the statewide Noon News. I'm Samantha Sullivan. New this afternoon, the Cascade County coroner identifies the man found dead in the Missouri River over the weekend. The man is identified as 42-year-old Daniel Stump of Great Falls. Officers recovered the body along River Drive, just south of Central Avenue, across from the Electric City Water Park on Saturday afternoon. An autopsy was performed on Monday, and the cause of death is still under investigation. In other news this afternoon, there's been a slight change of plans for President Donald Trump's Thursday rally in Missoula. The venue has been changed and now is at the Minuteman Aviation Hangar at the Missoula Airport rather than Neptune Aviation. Rally organizers changed locations, presumably to allow Air Force One to be part of the backdrop for the president's speech. As far as capacity, neither the White House or the airport can confirm how many people the venue will be able to hold. The rally is still scheduled for 6:30. Doors to the event will open at 3:30 on Thursday afternoon. President Trump has made stops in Billings and Great Falls in recent weeks to support Republican Senate candidate Matt Rosendale. The Missoula City Council passed new rules late Monday night prohibiting people from carrying guns in more public places. Also, these rules now apply at Election Day polling places. The amendment bans weapons at public buildings. The ban also covers the council chambers, museums, libraries, and city parks. The city is aiming for tougher controls that allow cities to take steps toward public safety. In other news, a Laurel school resource officer is now suspended from his job as city officials investigate allegations over a sexual relationship with a 16-year-old. This is a story we first brought you yesterday on the Noon News. As of now, no criminal charges have been filed against the officer, who is on paid leave. Laurel Superintendent Linda Filppula ordered the suspension last Friday after learning of the allegations from MTN News. She sent a statement to our newsroom that says in part, quote, "Once the investigation being conducted by the police department is completed, the school district intends to work with the department regarding any further action that must be taken to preserve student and staff safety." In the meantime, Laurel Police Chief Rick Musson says the agency is doing an internal investigation. Laurel's Chief Administrative Officer Matthew Lurker says the alleged sexual contact between the officer and the 16-year-old happened a year and a half ago while the officer was off duty. He is not releasing the officer's name or age or telling us if the 16-year-old student is in the Laurel School District. Lurker says 2 police officers are handling that internal investigation, and he plans to conduct an outside agency to conduct an external investigation. Deputy Attorney Chris Morris of the Yellowstone County Attorney's Office told MTN News no criminal charges have been submitted to his office, but he also noted the legal age of consent in Montana is 16 years old. In Valley County, a deputy is charged with felony sexual abuse of a child stemming from an incident back in 2014. Court documents state Deputy Luke Strawman met the 17-year-old victim when he was a deputy during a traffic stop. That is according to the Glasgow Courier. The two engaged in an intimate relationship for about a year. The victim says Strawman was often in uniform and on duty when they met up. The victim provided investigators with a phone full of texts and emails that revealed numerous conversations and images sent between the two. Strawman is scheduled to appear in court later today. Well, continuing our coverage, an Idaho man is recovering after being attacked by a female grizzly bear while hunting near Livingston. Bob Ligasa currently in a Bozeman hospital after the weekend attack. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Park says this bear has no past behavioral issues and is not considered to be a problem. FWTP works closely with U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to determine what to do after bear incidents like this, since grizzlies are on the endangered species list. Right now, FWP doesn't plan to trap the bear.
We have a survey going on, a flight coming up in the next few days, and we'll be looking into that area to see if there's anything unusual. But the circumstances of this attack were relatively a normal behavior for a female grizzly with a cub. Unfortunately, the hunter startled the bear at a close distance, and this is the behavior and response that we'd expect from a bear.
Bear spray was deployed in the incident and helped stop the attack. FWP encourages everyone to carry bear spray and to never hunt alone. In other news, Medicare open enrollment is underway, and there are some changes this year to pay attention to. Open enrollment runs through December 7th. You can receive free assistance with your Medicare application through the State Health Insurance Assistance Program. Medicare enrollment assistants say people should look closely at their plans and at their options.
There are new plans, and as always, your plan can change quite a bit from one year to the next, and just because you have the information from your plan doesn't mean you have all the information about other plans that are available, and premiums can change, the medications covered can change.
Montana Senior Medicare Patrol warns scammers are already trying to steal the newly issued Medicare numbers. And before we take a break this afternoon, a woman from the Blackfeet tribe is now a member of the National Native American Hall of Fame. Eloise Cobell was honored this weekend for her years of advocacy. She's best known for being the lead plaintiff in the groundbreaking class action suit Cobell versus Salazar. The case challenged the United States mismanagement of trust funds belonging to more than 500,000 Native Americans. The case was settled for $3.4 billion back in 2009. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the Statewide Noon News. Still to come, flooding wreaking havoc in the south. In Texas, the water is sweeping away boats and even a bridge. But first, Ed's in with a full look at your forecast. We'll be right back.
You're watching MTN News with Samantha Sullivan. Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh, and farm and ranch news from the Northern Ag Network. This is the noon news on Q2, Montana's news leader.